box, I don't have anything to do with it. It's right outside of the Whiskey Barrel Music Hall. All right, I'll walk with you.
It's a telegraph box.
All right, we're going down into the music hall in the basement with Jack, who is very patient. So thanks.
What we do. What we do, it's what we do.
Yep.
This is all the old stuff. Somebody can haul that to a dumpster.
Yep. Old stuff hauled to the dumpster. This is the new stuff, black.
Okay, so there's your new panel. All right. Let's just talk about something real quick here. I'll show you what's going on the inside.
Do I need a key? Let's leave a key right on the
First
key
off,
box.
I'd leave this key right here.
Yeah, let's just
It
leave it
also-
right there.
It also has keys for the other pull stations.
Oh, you mean other
If the fire department shows up, they have all the keys right here.
together? So together is the best. Should I make copies of all of them for backup?
Just leave it right in there and it's fine.
Nobody will mess with it.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the brain. This is basically these are the points that watch what your old panel used to watch. So as things happen, it used to signal here, okay? When a closure happens on any of these wires, wherever they're coming from, it puts the panel in alarm. When the panel's in alarm, it activates this module, which trips that box outside, and it rings the two sets of bells, bell 1, bell 2. Those are the horns in this part of the building. Now, like the Ansel system in the kitchen is like 0.3, whatever. They're incoming points. So, if you were going to work on this, what I've done is I've given you what's called Zone 70. You might want to write it down.
Zone 70. I will write it down.
That's the zone that if you disable Zone 70, it turns this off and it turns the outputs off. So you can have an alarm, but it's not doing anything. It's not calling the fire department, it's not ringing any bells.
Yes, Jack.
It just displays on the screen.
Yep.
So I'm going to show you how to disable Zone 70, and I
All right.
want you to
Practice it.
practice
I'll
it a
video it
couple of
first,
times.
so I remember. Yes.
Yep. And just so you know, it's the exact same steps to enable as it is to disable.
That's nice.
So I'm going here. We'll even do it with the door closed because you don't need to actually be in there. All right. So the first thing you do with the panel is you press enter. Two choices. It's generally the first choice, the way they laid this stuff out.
Yep.
1 to program. Now it's asking for a password. The generic default password for almost all fire alarms is 5 digits of number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says enter password, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then enter. So I put in the 5 ones, I'm gonna enter. All right? It was beeping, so I pressed acknowledge. So now we're at a new menu. Remember I said what you're most likely to use is always the first thing?
Yes, sir.
It happens to say 1 equals disable. If there were more room, what it should say is 1 equals disable / enable. It's the same function. So never mind all the other stuff. You don't care about it. You only want to turn stuff on and off. That's disable. So let's press 1 for disable. Now this is where I lose people. This is where I need you to pay attention. This is telling me 4 different conventions. I can disable a zone by proceeding with a Z. I can disable a detector, which you have none at this point, by proceeding with an asterisk. I can disable a single module, like the module up there, by pressing the pound sign. Or I can disable a bell circuit, an output, those 2 up there, by proceeding with this. I've grouped those 3 things into a single zone of 70, so I'm going to press Z, 7, 0, and then the E stands for enter. I haven't done anything. I'm at zone 70. It's giving me a choice of enable. Well, I want to disable. So that's where the next selection button comes in. I hit it, it toggles to disable. I hit it again, it toggles to enable. I'm gonna select to disable. So I basically am trying to disable software zone number 70. So I'm gonna say, okay, I like that. I'm gonna hit enter. I've done it. Zone 70 is now disabled. To get out of any menus, the escape key, you keep whacking it and you hit acknowledge. Now, if we review the status of the panel, it says strobe circuit number 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's actually 4 of them, you're only using 2, are disabled. What else is disabled? 1, 2, 3, and 4, zone 70. The master box trip, that thing, happens to be module 159 is disabled. At this point, you can go pull a pull station in this building and nothing of significance is gonna happen. You're gonna see a signal on the panel that somebody's pulled the pull station, but the bells will not ring and it will not call the fire department. That's how you disable this panel. So for the sake of argument, this is complete. We can now practice enabling it and disabling it.